Hello everybody, Darren here, and welcome back to Anno 117 Pax Romana. I felt we should kick off the episode with another time-lapse, this time a redesign of our already designed area to include the Aqueduct. Let's begin. Alright ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at about an 8-minute time-lapse here in total, about half the length of the previous one, and I've endeavored to keep the camera a little bit more steady. A little bit chaotic here, just moving the initial houses out of the way, but from here on out, I'm trying. It's difficult. I gotta move the camera to see what I'm doing, obviously, but I've also slowed the time-lapse a little bit more than I had before, so hopefully it's a bit better, easier on the eye, and easier to follow as well. So, starting off with the Aqueduct, obviously we're building the Cistern, which is the building that has the proximity effects, deep in the center of the town, and then working our way back out with the Aqueduct itself to connect to the mountain slot. So you have to connect to a mountain slot specifically to get the water, and it has to travel downhill to reach the cistern. It cannot at any point go up and then down. So that's kind of interesting in itself. I don't think any Anno game has ever had height be factored in when you're building, at least not to my knowledge. I didn't actually play the really futuristic one. Can't even remember what that's called. 21 something? I can't remember. Anyways, so to my knowledge anyway, I haven't ever had to really think about height. This island's quite simple in that regard because everything does just float down from the mountain slots, but I have seen islands where mountain slots might be lower than some other ones, so you might have to think about it a bit more. Anyways, so I decided, as you may have been able to tell, to place down the theater in this location as well. Very big proximity building and it's a requirement, I think, for the Equites, so I wanted to have it in and around the town generally speaking, and I decided it's such a large building, it really, the main place I could think to place it without changing too much of my layout that we just designed was near the Governor Villa. So I'm just kind of clearing all the buildings out of there, working out where the Aqueduct's going to go, and then placing in the theater. Now the theater, one thing about it I wasn't too happy, which was it looks down on the Governor Villa, which I just feel like is a bit strange, but I kind of just had to deal with it. So I rotated it around so that people are actually facing in towards like a different part of the, you're not walking up the steps outside the villa, you're walking up the steps on the opposite side, so it should be a little nicer. And then I just built some fountains and some other kind of ornaments around it to make it look a bit nicer. They're blueprints for now, but we do of course fill them in a bit later, and you'll be able to see it as the episode goes on. I really wanted to keep the garum works where it is. I don't know why, I just thought it was a cool looking building, and it's the only one with negatives I've decided to really keep in the town for the most part, so I'm like, yeah, let's just keep it there. It's kind of cool. And I spent a lot of time trying to get it in the right position in the previous video, or the video before that, so it just felt like we should retain some of that original layout and design. So, just cramming more houses in here between the Aqueduct and the theater, and trying to make best use of the space now that I've got the overall shape of where the Aqueduct's going to go. So I'm like, yep, pretty happy with where the Aqueduct is. From here on out, we just need to find places for the buildings themselves. There is less proximity effects generally this time around than there was before, because I moved certain things like the spinners and stuff out, which I guess kind of makes sense. As the town is getting really developed, does it really make sense to get like these +1 money from things when really the Equites are making so much money anyway that you don't really need to be affecting them as much? But the smaller village-like towns, it makes a bit more sense to really get more out of them. I mean, ultimately it's good to get the money from anything, but is it really worth the extra space? If you could have a spinner instead of a house, that does make sense, because it can make a lot of money. But if you have a spinner instead of an Equites house, it starts to make a little less sense, because the Equites house starts to make as much as the spinner would from proximity. So you got to think of it that way too, which is kind of interesting. I've actually really just enjoyed the thought process of figuring this stuff out for the first time. You know, I'm obviously nowhere near optimal, but it's cool to think about height, to think about proximity, to think about how they're earning their money, to think about the Governor Villa and how that's affecting things. It's been kind of interesting. Anyway, so yeah, so sticking to the garum works here, I was trying to fill these slots. You know, I complained about this in the previous video, I won't drone on about it, but it is a shame that we just don't have more things to fill these kind of triangular spots. If you're going to give me diagonal roads, please give me a way to fill them with more than just grass. That would be nice. It would be nice if there was a well that was like a diamond shape, you know, or whatever. Just, I always think, so a well is like a 2x2, right? But if you could change the shape of it so that it uses the triangular pieces and fits a bit more nicely, you could still add up all those little triangles into that 2x2. So you could still have the same footprint. I just feel like they could give us more flexibility with some of these things. Maybe they'll do that in the future, or maybe they won't. I don't really know, but I'd like it if they did. It'd be really nice. I dare say, even as a DLC, Although I do feel that that's the kind of thing that should just be there, because it's a kind of a fundamental thing of the game to be able to build that way. Anyways, so the theater is going to take a little while to be built in the episode because it does require a lot of concrete, but spoilers, we do get it done, so you'll be able to see that in its full glory a little later on, and some of these ornaments out here. So I decided to put down 2 of those large trees we got from the Hall of Fame, the fountain, the big ornate fountain. I was playing around with bushes and things, but I was like, no, I think it just looks better to keep it to stone and marble, just generally, and braziers around the place as well for lighting. It can look quite cool at nighttime. So something that had happened with this reorganization was I was missing out on a lot of the proximity effects from the City Watch, the fire station, the wells, the latrines. We are getting a lot of fire safety from this cistern when it gets built, and a lot of health benefits, so I was kind of like, yeah, we don't really need the cisterns in there anymore. They still give us great benefits, but much like I just said with the spinner or the other smaller buildings, if we could have this one bigger version of it, and for those who don't know, it gives +3 fire safety and +3 health to all buildings. It's like, you're starting to outweigh, in some ways, the necessity for having these smaller ones, but they do all stack, so there's no drawback to it. I just kind of felt like we'll move them out. Now, I think I talk about it later in the episode, but one thing we will still be missing is a Medici, which is the building that will actually help people when they're sick. So I might carve out space for one of those later, because I didn't actually add it in, at least on this side of the town. It does look like it's a kind of a shame. The building itself doesn't really suit, I feel like, an urban district. It looks like tents. It's almost like a military medicinal camp. I understand that it's like tents, if people are sick, it's like temporary shelter, housing and stuff for them, especially if they're trying to isolate it spreading and stuff. I guess. Did they even really do that back then? I assume so. I don't know. But yeah, it just feels like I wish we just had a more upgraded, nicer looking version of it. One with a roof, maybe, so that it just fits a bit better in and amongst the town. Because I just feel like I find it hard to make it fit with their surrounding buildings. You know, you have a theater, the villa, the sanctuary, the Grammaticus. These are all very cool, big looking buildings. And then you just have like a bunch of tents nearby to make sure people have somewhere to go when they're sick. I don't know. It just feels a bit odd or out of place, slightly. Bit of a small one though, but because compared to even the fire safety or the church, or the fire safety or the City Watch, those look appropriate for where they are, I think, for even in a small town or a big one. But anyway, I digress. So some of these ornaments, I think I talked about it even later in the video, again to spoil, but these are kind of cool. It says like, I don't know, it must be related to the story or something. It's like King Numa's wife, King Numa's son, King Numa, and then King Numa's daughter. So there's 4 different kind of statues here. I don't know who King Numa is, so you can enlighten me if you want in the comments. But yeah, decided to place them around just to make the theater, you know, they're kind of artsy, right? These kind of statues and things. So the arts, the theater, kind of made sense to put them around that, I think, to a degree. We're actually getting kind of close to the end here. So yeah, just relocated the Grammaticus again. Start building the Aqueduct all the way back up to the mountain now, so you can actually just see generally the layout I was going for. So connected it up to that mountain slot. I think it looks pretty cool. Decided to cut it in just a little closer and then leave myself room to bring it over into the other part of the town in future, because it does say that one cistern can feed, like one reservoir can feed multiple cisterns. So I was like, oh sweet, it's not just into one cistern, so we can actually do more with this in future. And later, you can even feed it into farms and stuff. So there's so much interesting building stuff that can go on with this game that I find to be a little overwhelming at first, but it's like a kid in a candy store. It's like, oh, I can't wait to see this and see how this is going to fit and how this is going to fit. I feel like I'm going to be reworking the town constantly every time I unlock new things like that, which in some sense is a good feeling. In other sense, it's like, man, if I want to be efficient, I feel like I'm wasting a lot of resources constantly changing things. You want to almost be able to pre-plan from the very beginning, but you don't know what you're going to get, or how big the buildings are going to be or anything. They're locked away. So you can't even like just place the footprint down to kind of know where things would go. I guess you could memorize it, I suppose, but that's going to take a while of playing the game before I'll really be able to do that. Anyways, that's kind of pretty much it. So I made sure they still have their market and town coverage. We still have a lot of Libertas residents, so they still need those kind of base tier things ultimately. But they're getting pushed further and further out of the main urban center, which is kind of cool to see. But that's really going to be it, so let's hop back in.
Alright,
ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, the new and improved city of Mimosa. Iteration 2, coming hot off the heels of our last redesign, but now complete with the schematics for the Aqueduct and the theatre. Of course, that's going to be for our Equites residents primarily, but they do give wide-ranging benefits to everybody. The first of which is the cistern, of course. Look at this. The reach of this thing is very generous indeed, and this will solve a lot of our problems to do with fire safety and island health, which is currently at -600 and -300 respectively, if you can't see it very clearly. Effectively, we're going to be getting +3 for all residences within this and all buildings, and for both fire safety and health, so it's going to be a huge boon. I'd say at least 100 to each. At least. Yeah, if not more. But we'll have to see once we build it. Now, the good news is, the cistern, by reading it here, it actually says you can hook up multiple cisterns to the same aqueduct, which means we could build another one somewhere on this side of the city, which obviously has not had its redevelopment done just yet, and then get another big boon to the fire safety and so on. There's also, promisingly, in the technology tree, duct irrigation, or irrigation, where you're going to be able to boost farms by building a cistern near them. The same is true for Albion, so that'd be awesome. We can get more out of the land if we kind of feed water over to our various farms. I don't know if there's a limit to the amount of water, because there is technologies that say something to do with allowing more water or less water consumption. Maybe when you hook them up to the fields, they actually start to consume it from the cistern or something. I don't know, I guess we'll see. But the point being, we've got other mountain slots here that we can easily feed it into. The reason I went with the one that we're looking at is because this one's angled off at this direction. I just thought it would look weird coming down like this. I wanted to go more naturally flowing down from like that location. I guess it's kind of the same either way, but it just feels like it's coming out straight like it should be, if you get me. Anyways, I digress. Let's get into things. So what's on the agenda for today? Well, so our economy is going to go into a little bit of a mini shock yet again, because things have moved. I will just have a quick look at where things are. So, you know, previously there was City Watch and fire safety buildings down here, and I've kind of moved them out of the way a little bit. The City Watch is now a bit further out, so there's not as much coverage down by the coast. That's our little sacrifice. But obviously we're now getting much more fire safety just generally from this. So one thing I do want to address before letting time play was people said, like, why didn't you build more like fire safety or build a Medici up here when there was a plague and stuff like that? Ultimately, everything costs workforce, and I was struggling a lot for workforce, right? Medici is 11. This Medici I've actually moved out of the town where it was, because now the cistern's going to be there. So again, these guys don't have any doctor coverage, right? So if a plague breaks out in this part of the town, it's just going to run rampant, and there's nothing I'm going to do about it. We're just going to leave it doing its thing. Now, in future, if things continue to get pretty bad, I might carve out more space for it. You know, there's only so much space you can have, right? We've got a fire station here. We do have a police station here. The ranges can be increased. It's likely we will need to add a Medici in somewhere over there, but I want to conserve the workforce just for a little while longer. So I'm kind of playing with fire, no pun intended, by saying, like, I'm going to try and lower the risk so that it doesn't happen as often, but when it does happen, not going to be able to get to it in every part of the town. So I'm making that conscious decision. Maybe it's wrong of me to do that, but that's just what we're dealing with for now. Anyway, so I just wanted to address that really quickly. So I have thought about it a little bit. Let's just let time play. It's been enough waiting around. So basically, our sanctuary is still where it was. The Garum Works is still where it was. We got a couple of amenity buildings around there. We got the tavern and the market together. The streets have now, I haven't upgraded any buildings, just moved the ones that we had existing around. So up this section now is kind of the newer section that you wouldn't have really seen before. So we've got a Grammaticus here, another little tavern here, market just further up this way. And we should have pretty good ranges on all these. Like, I think most places are covered, but I haven't done meticulous checks on any of that. So that's our Grammaticus there. There's another one here. So with stone roads, I think they will end up kind of covering everything they need to. So pretty happy with all of that. The economy's bouncing back now a little bit. It's rallying back, which is nice to see. And what are you telling me? A hint about the ruins. Yeah, something actually I just wanted to touch on really quickly. I had asked, man, what's happening to our workforce in the previous episode? And people said, like, oh, it's because your fishing docks got destroyed. Less fish, less people. Not quite true. So how the game works, and I'm sure people know this, but just so you know, we do have a stockpile of about 50 sardines, right? You could destroy all of these fisheries, and until we run out of sardines, the population's not going to fall. So that wasn't necessarily it, and in fact, if I was to delete this now, we would get back 4 workforce rather than lose anything. So you wouldn't even feel the... That's why what you can do is you could actually buy things from NPCs if you never wanted to make it yourself. So we could just purchase wine and just give it to them. And it's the same as having the wine production building, right? But we're just giving them the wine. Obviously, it costs us more money that way. But that's how you can buy the things that you don't have the fertilities for, either through someone like Diana, or now we have trade rights with Zara. I didn't actually look at this at all yet, but we can now buy things from her. We could buy soap.
I don't like people bothering me when I work.
And she's actually selling marble. Look, I actually haven't looked at any of this. This is so cool. Standing lyres, mosaics, fine glass, writing tablets, marble, amphora, soap, sales. Interestingly, she's capped 75. She hasn't built any depots or improved her trading post yet. But look at her town. It's level 3'd out of its mind over here. She's got everyone up to Equites. She's obeying by the rules of the beta as well, I guess, or the embargo rules. She isn't going to tier 4. I wonder, can I go to tier 4? Like, obviously, I physically can't, but I wonder, am I able to? Yeah, the arrow is there. So if we just got a little bit of marble, these guys would be good to go. But I can't show that anyway. So I genuinely, you know, people wonder, have I done that? No, you've seen everything I've seen, you've seen in these videos. I haven't gone any further, done any of the testing. One thing I did test, very last thing to touch on before I swear we'll just get back into the gameplay. If I buy this ship,
way to rank every port in the region.
I was wondering, like, okay, so where does the workforce go? Is it going to be the workforce from my capital island, or what? How does it decide? Because that was something else I was saying. It's like these ships have workforce, right? So they're taking our Libertas workforce to be able to employ the ship archers and all the other things, the rowers, all of that kind of thing, the oarsmen. And it turns out you can click your ship, click the dots, click workforce, and choose what island it comes from. How great is that? That's awesome. The reason it's awesome is because I have an island up here, and it's Ravenna, and there's 30 Libertas up here, not doing anything. Now, obviously, we want to get more stuff out of here in the future, but it's like, yeah, I could draw the workforce from here to the ship. Now, I don't think there are, in this game, commuter piers, the equivalent of from Anno 1800, so you share workforce from islands. Maybe there's a tech or something like that later. I don't know. Obviously, 1800 makes sense with the idea of a commuter pier, but you could easily logically say there's just a transfer of ships moving back and forth people between places. That's fine. So it might be in there. I just haven't seen it. But that's quite cool because it's almost like a shared workforce for your naval aspect if you want. And I don't think you need a docks or anything. So we'll probably do that. Anyway, speaking of all that, we do have a ship, an extra ship, this one, Calero, not doing anything. This one, though, the Imperatrix, which is currently en route, I'm going to open up our Mimosa de Resin Olive import. We're going to connect it to the island of Ravenna. Move the island of Ravenna up and tell it to load iron, because I forgot to hook that up. Thank you to the person in the comments that mentioned that, because I just totally forgot. So we're going to bring in iron ore as well. That ship has at least 3 slots, right? Yes, sir. So, and it's here right now. So its next journey, it's going to go pick up both and bring it back. Something we need to do is actually improve the amount of resin and olives we make. Anyway, the reason I wanted to do that is we're going to bring back iron ore so that we can make more ships ourselves. So I'm just going to bring out the road out here. And where would we do that? In the military category.
Structure is under attack.
Are you kidding me? Structure is under attack. Oh, in Albion. Okay, she's almost dead. Oh my god, we're about to... Just slightly missed. Maybe she had battle and then just happened to go by our coast or something there. We're obviously fine. I wouldn't worry about it too much. We'll be back in Albion soon. There's so much to do. I thought today was the last day, by the way, of the embargo. It's actually tomorrow. So there's one more video after this. Then I was probably going to do a stream tomorrow, and the stream will be quite long. So that will just serve as content that stays up on YouTube. I stream on YouTube, by the way. So if you're unfamiliar with it, once the stream ends on YouTube, it just becomes a video instantly, just like a normal video. So you can just scroll through it and watch it as you would. So I don't plan on making it members only or anything like that, so it'll just be there. Obviously, I appreciate as many people who can come out when it's live as possible, but it's cool, you know. I would just watch it after the fact, to be honest, as a normal consumer or viewer. Alright, anyways, back to the military. So, weapons production chain. So, obviously, iron into a furnace, and then the furnace into a weaponsmith. This takes plebeians, both of them. Some people say, is it not plebeian? I'm never going to say that. I'm just going to call it pleb, okay? So, sorry. Sorry, not sorry, I guess, in some ways. Yeah, so we're currently doing one of these, which is 30 seconds. This is 1 minute. You could have 2 of these on the go if you really want to bang them out, which I kind of do. And then one of these. That's 1 minute 30. These take 1 minute each, 2 minutes. Yeah, so this will run a little short, but that's okay. We'll stick it here as well. Why not? They all have big negatives, so we'll just stick them away from things by themselves. Might look kind of cool doing this, actually. I was thinking, could I make a little compound? Maybe like that for now will be okay. Rotate that one around. Alright, let's build. So when the ship arrives, the warehouse will unload the iron ore into the furnaces, and then this will start making weapons. We're going to need a bit more charcoal, probably. Charcoal production's up here. Bit more fire safety problems on that one as well, but it's alright. Cool. Alright, so that'll be weapon production. Even if we don't use it, as it builds up, it'll start to be sold. So we'll make money from it in the end. Now, we're obviously short on workforce, so let's get some more plebeians. So to do that, we'll need more of these guys. Anyone near a Grammaticus can be upgraded. Now, if we have a little look at this place, it's coming along, I think. Starting to look quite nice as our higher tier of houses come together, especially up by the stone roads. This area in particular is starting to kind of come together and look a lot better. But we'll zoom in on the theater once we build that. So what is the theater, what's it going to take? 15,000 and 10 concrete. We could build it without the money and go into debt, actually, if we really wanted the effects. And this is going to give us, by the way, research, prestige, and then happiness. 3 happiness. So the prestige is going to allow us to have more things inside the villa. Oh yeah, didn't I buy that tower item before? Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, it's going to allow us to have more things in the villa, and we could also be building more of those guest houses, the officia. So we got one down there. I guess this is maybe a suboptimal placement for this, because we actually can't really make use of... I guess we would have to go somewhere like there. I would love to have one for the military aspect, and then one for the farms. That would be ideal. Maybe one for the mines. That'd be nice. Get all the production going eventually. I mean, eventually you'd be on other islands and most of your population would be here and you deliver things in. That's generally what you do. Okay, so the next thing then, what did I write down to do next? Weapon making, toga production. Oh yeah. So we sorted out the workforce, that's fine. For togas, yeah, I remember from looking at this last time, right? So toga production is here. And we'll need flax into a weaver, snailery, into dye works, and then loom. So flax is going to be on the island in the north, this one. So we could set that up. I guess, really quickly, we're going to go over to Albion. We'll come back down there a bit later to sort that out. Right, so back at Albion. We've now built up 55 wood, so that's good. We can start to build out on the marshland. Something I haven't gotten to show you guys yet, really. Marshland building is super cool. Or I think it looks good anyway. Let's just build straight out like that. So just a big wooden platform. Now, why do we need to build out in the marshland? Well, we want to get eel, and we also want to get reeds and things. So we'll start with a reed gatherer. So it basically has a latch point, a predefined latch point where it needs to latch onto a pier of some sort. So we'll go with somewhere like around here, I guess. That's fine for now. Build another one just as a blueprint there. This one then, we'll pave in the... Oh, what's this actually? A marsh slot. Oh. I didn't even know that was a thing. Complicates things a little bit because we probably want to... Okay then. Yeah, I didn't see that before. Do something like this, just so that we can at least reach both. That would make sense.
Best house our wares out of wind and rain.
That's 92 out of 140. Did I do it perfect somehow? Oh, close. 134 out of 140. So if we just nudge this maybe over a little bit, that might be enough. $140 out of 140. Excellent. And then if you hold shift click, you can just fill those little patches in if you want. So that's nice. Right, so we just built it. So that's going to be our reed gatherer. We of course need a warehouse. Who needs a warehouse? We can build that out here as well, why not? Look at this. I love the reeds. I think they just look so nice. I don't know if it'd be a bit blurry on YouTube or something, but it looks really nice to me anyway. I'll try to see them working it a bit later. Anyway, so the reeds then go straight into the shoes. So that actually has an area of effect. It gives you 1 happiness. We could build it here and still get happiness for all these buildings, or we could build it in the town. You don't have to build that on the water. So, yeah, sure. Let's get some stuff going in the town to make people happier. Looks like that's fine by me. And then a warehouse here as well. People are already really happy here, though, so it's arguably not that necessary, but there's no harm in it, I suppose. Now, if we have a look at the production chain of these two, that was 31 minute into 2 minutes. So you need 2 of these. Am I right? No, sorry, 2 of these. Yeah. Alright, so we will pop one back in here then as well. Cool. Probably do another reed thing here in the future, and then just cover this part of the marshland. That way our marshland, I don't even know what goes on these. I have no idea. Look forward to seeing that. The next one would be, if we wanted to, we don't have to, but we could do the hemp farm again and get tunics, which also gives income and knowledge, so no harm on that either, I would say. So that's going to be 1 minute into 1 minute. So they're 1 to 1. And let's do it inside the town a bit more. Might look a bit more natural this way. They are a bit grid-like, but you know, it's all good. Everything's subject to redesigns and like time lapses and stuff. So anyway, that should sort these guys out, and then we'll be able to upgrade and choose our path. So looking forward to that. But we'll hop back to Latium now that they're set for a little bit. And then we said we wanted to do Flax here. Now in order to do Flax, we're going to need to build more people and make sure they're sustained. It's fine by me, nice and quick. Now, wow, the thunder is really kicking off today. So, they're going to be a little low on their sardines. Okay.
It feels like it does you good to eat a sardine.
Sardines. Alright, we get another one then. It's quite restrictive the way this is. I've done this. That ship was just like, okay, then I'll just leave. Oh yeah, we can build out on the coast now. Forgot about that. I don't recall actually getting that tech. Did we just get it recently? Allows the placement of Latium's coastal production buildings in water. Well, they just let me do it there a second ago. I haven't got that yet. I don't know how it's let me do that. Am I misreading? It doesn't come till way down here. We've got a little bit of it, but we haven't unlocked it yet. Allows the placement of Latium's coastal production buildings in water. Maybe it's not functional though. Nope, it is working. Cool. Well, I was going to put it against the coast anyway, but yeah, kind of interesting. Just go straight across. Why can't we do that? Just doesn't want me to. It's going up or down. Turn off diagonal construction. No? Okay. Oh, no, something that's definitely bugged, because I can't even move this at all now. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just build it again fresh. I can't latch onto that at all now.
There is a shortage of workforce in one of your cities.
Harbor area. Planning mode off. Diagonal construction.
There is a shortage
Oh,
of
was it because I turned off
workforce in one of
diagonal
your
construction
cities.
maybe? Anyway, sorry. User error probably, I don't know. Okay, well anyway, that should be okay now. That'll build back up the workforce and then we can start looking into Flax. So to do that, Flax can be here. 1 minute 30. And this takes 2 minutes. So that's good. This will be more than enough for one, at least. And yeah, I guess we'll just throw it in here and see 140 field strength or fields. Make use of all this. This will be our Flax area. And that's going to require... Ooh, it requires concrete. Maybe we'll make a manual run then of delivering concrete up here. Is there an enemy ship here? Oh, there is. Over there.
We stand waiting.
See if we can hunt them down. Maybe pick up the concrete while you're here. What do we need? We just needed 2. I'll take 4 because we might build 2 of those Flax farms.
Through the waves.
Why have they stopped? You know, I haven't told them to stop. I've told them to keep going. Wow, really good hits.
Waiting for your decree.
Ship is under attack.
Keep going that direction, you're doing great.
So way, Praetor.
Put those scorpion shots in. Wow, our ship is so much faster than his.
So way, Praetor.
This is where I wish we could do some ramming or boarding, you know? Take his ship. That'd be awesome.
Neptune's finest.
Shame they never did that. It would have been cool. There's a really cool thing in Rome 2, Total War Rome 2, that's like super underutilized. It's like a scorpion at the front of one of these ships, and then you fire a bolt into this one, and you can tether it to your own ship and pull it in and steal it.
Neptune's finest. Ready.
Right, so this is the concrete. We'll send this up north. You can tell me when you get there. There's still an enemy ship here behind me, so we can maybe go for that one.
What could you possibly require?
We're going against the wind now, though. How are we doing for concrete? 26, we're getting there. We can start building that theater, maybe. Well, actually, yeah, we have the money for that now.
Waiting for your decree.
Oh, straight against the wind.
Through the waves.
He's going to get away from me. Which way is he going? He's actually heading down toward the pirates. I don't want to go that way because there is like 4 ships docked down there. I don't want to wake them up. I don't mind chasing a little bit, just to play around a little bit, but we are against the wind. Let's go to maybe here and we'll just wait. Anyway, I was tempted to make it. Oh, our ship's actually pretty damaged. Must have taken some hits. And this is making its journey back. That means we're now making weapons. They must have delivered the... Yeah, the furnaces are on. Oh, they look so cool. Yeah, just walk down that ladder. That's normal. I would like to... I mean, I hate to be nitpicky, but it would be nice if we saw this flowing a bit more. It looks very still, static. In 1800, I think the glow would flow, so it would look kind of nice. It might not just be done yet. But then that guy was freaking out. He was like upside down for a second. Oh, we're spinding all the bugs today. God damn. Alright, our ships are basically just outside our port now. Oh, sorry, no they're not. Our port's on the north of the island. We're on the south of the island. Alright, just cycle back around. Let's build that theater, shall we? Okay, so 15,000, 10 concrete, and so it's going to give us 3 happiness. So our happiness is at 425 already. Research is at 1.9. Prestige is at 845.
Frivolous and irresponsible.
So we gained about 200 research. Happiness went up by like 500. I think you can actually see the totals down here, can you? No, it would be good if it showed you that. I feel like it should. And it's next to the Governor Villa. It'd be interesting if we got an item that boosts that further or something. We'll have a look at it in just one sec. So the other thing was Prestige. Actually, that went up quite a bit too. Awesome. Alright, so Here it is.
Stick to that.
So outside the front at the moment, I've got this lovely looking fountain here, a couple of tall standing pillar braziers, these nice lithograph, or trees, I don't think that's the right name for them, but we'll have a look at what they're called in a minute. And then there was statues here called King Numas, and then King Numas's wife, so we have them on either side. Added this new fountain over here next to our sanctuary as well. Looks quite nice, I think. And Diana's buying stuff left, right, and center. Inside, we can see the theater playing. People are loving it.
I'm afraid the
Concordia didn't like it, though. Such frivolities. I think she said something like that. So cool. What an awesome looking building. Super ornate and majestic. I was a little not sure about having it so close to the villa, like looking right over into our compound, but what could you do? Command completed. Excellent. Our ship has arrived.
Neptune's finest. Ready.
Get these flax farms up and running. So, something that I'm going to have to do. Is this ship carrying anything right now? No. It could do one more journey, but I'm going to add the... I didn't make a note of what these ships are. I have to back out and look. I don't know. What's it called? The Calero. I want to add the Calero to it, because now we're going to need 4 slots. So we can still do all this with one ship. And tell it to load a good here, and we want it to be Flax. So that first ship's not going to be able to do it, but the other ship will be able to. And then, given a bit of time, we'll take the first ship off the route.
Waiting for your decree.
Alright, so that has arrived. We'll head back down to join our fleet. Speaking of fleets, let's build another ship. We have the workforce for it. We should have weapons coming in now. So another Legio 2. So the 2... No, 1 archers, 1 ore, 1 mast. Yeah, that's fine by me. Haven't gotten quinqueremes yet, but that's okay. Let's get that one. So it's 37 workforce. It's quite taxing. But that'll give us 4 military ships in total. So I feel like that's alright. Now all of the rest of the concrete, by the way, we're going to build into the aqueduct. But we'll start the aqueduct from here and build it down. So we can start the cistern now, I guess. Or should we wait until we can build more? I kind of think it would be nice just to try to build the whole thing at once if we can. Oh, plague. Plague, plague, plague. We have a Medici right nearby, though, thankfully. So they're out there. They seem to be invisible, though. I don't quite see them for some reason. Maybe if we back out and come back in.
Till sunrise.
Let me just hop back and see if it refreshes. 'Cause they didn't load in for some reason. No, I don't see them. We've seen them before. Again, just more bugs. Oh well. Let's brighten things back up. Oh, it is 8:40. I guess it's just the weather changing. Yeah, let's let time play actually then. Oh, it's starting to look so good. This side anyway. Man, that's a pretty big plague. Don't worry guys, the aqueduct is almost here. That'll lower your chances of getting sick massively. And the amount of houses that get sick will be lowered as well. Even though they're not being covered right now. The Flax will be coming back here. Should we hop back to Albion and make our choice? Yeah, let's wait for Flax. Oh, actually, sorry. I have to build a Flax. My god. Once I build the Flax, we'll start making it. Then we can look to put down the buildings here once that's actually en route. So, Flax. Build. Oh, pretty.
Rise with the stars and sleep in the straw, and no one will want to take your place.
Okay, that's kind of an Italian accent, wasn't it? It's the first time we've heard that. It's a nice looking building, it's very quaint. That would look really good in and amongst other, like, farmer tier houses or Libertas houses, I think. Alright, back to Albion then. So that's going to do its thing, it's going to make some flax. That's already, the route's already set up to bring it back to Latium or to our main island, Mimosa. Here, we should now have enough to upgrade.
Turn them out so fine.
Now, I'm going to go the Romano version. Choose your path. Romano-Celtic. They're focused on economy and research. Mercators, which then become nobles, live in your larger cities and reshape the environment to their advantage by draining marshes and building aqueducts. Or you could go the Celtic route. Celts will venerate local gods and nature. Your smiths and aldermen live in small communities and gather the produce of the wetlands and forests that surround them. So, I want to make brooches and stuff. Cultural needs. I mean, I guess that's what they consume. I don't know. I'm just gonna do this for the theme rather than anything else. And I guess the knowledge boost. So what was I gonna say? So yeah, basically we have our standard tier now, and then we get tier 2, which is going to be Mercators, then tier 3 is Nobles. But if we went the other way, we would get Smiths as tier 2, and Aldermen as tier 3, and they have different needs and stuff. So we'll go with this. So technically there's 5 tiers in this theater, but they just don't go beyond tier 3.
2 hearts, a cot. Why not?
Now, she's Northern Irish. Now, the other thing is, you can only have one per island, I think. It might even be one in the whole theater. But eventually, and I don't know the condition, people can let me know in the comments, but eventually you can get both. I'm guessing it's a technology or something to allow for both. Sausages and bread.
Welcome all to your kingdom, no matter their customs. In this, we are alike.
Yeah, so it's tempting to deliver the bread from Rome, because we've got too much down there. Maybe. Alright, so their first little needs.
There's worse than an
And by the way, if you don't
hearth
choose
listening to some old
the-
mumbo-jumbo.
the Romano-Celtic residents, they look kind of like these ones, but with more like black rooftops. Whereas these ones are more Roman style with the terracotta tiling and stuff.
You know yourself how your one is.
You know yourself how your one is. I felt very forced. Right, so wheat farm into a donkey mill, into a bakery, needs charcoal. It just needs a lot of stuff. That's why it's like, maybe you could do this back in Rome and send the ship out this way.
Right thrush on a stick. 2 for a sesterce or near a sesterce equivalent.
And then pigs into sausages. We've also got a lot of pigs in Rome. Maybe we could send the both of them here. Should we try that just for the memes? By memes, I mean just for the fun of it. I think so, because we're just about to take that ship off this route. That can no longer work it. Where is that ship, by the way? It's there. Yeah, so I'm going to manually just bring you down one last time here. And then we're going to send you on a route to Albion to get our first cross-provincial route. So, Mimosa to Albion what is it? Ethelros. Can't tell you what to pick up yet, actually, until you assign the ship. That's a bit annoying. Well, I guess I could assign the ship and just not give it anything to do yet. This one. Right, so load good. I want you to take your pigs and take your bread and bring it up there, and we'll make more bread in Rome for now. Now, eventually, it'll probably work the other way around. But for now, I just want to try it out. Just play around a bit. Ship, yeah, pause. That's fine. Now, that ship's going to be very confused here at first. We'll just tell it to go back here manually, drop its stuff off, and it'll be okay.
Time flies, as do we.
Alright, just going to drop these tiles off. Oh, actually, we can't. We could build a depot. We've never done it yet. Not that. This. It's going to increase island storage. Transfer that in there. Looks nice. I wonder, do we get quayside to build eventually? Because I still don't think I have it. You must do. Alright, the ship can move back over here. Money's good, population's good. It seems pretty stable as well. It's not moving too much, which means our needs are consistent for now. Because I haven't looked at the statistics screen in a while. We're up to 40 concrete, by the way. I would say maybe once we get to 60, maybe we'll build it just towards the end of the episode and see what happens to our island fire safety. That our festivals have worn off actually now as well. That's other things that have been happening in the background that I forgot about. We still have this event though. Increased happiness, 2 for all households, or all buildings, not even households. So our happiness is being a bit inflated by that. You can actually press Control L to pin things and then scroll them if they get too big, which is kind of interesting. So if you really wanted, you could just like pin this while you're maybe messing around and looking at like your balance or something, I guess. Kind of nice. It's almost tooltip in tooltip. Here's our 3 ships.
Neptune's finest! Ready!
Is our ship made yet? It's got another 3 minutes to go. And how are we doing for weapons now on the island? We've got 12. That's good. It's doing its thing. Every minute 30 we get one, so it takes a while, but that's okay. Nice. We could also be making armor to start recruiting troops out of this thing. I suppose we haven't done that yet. So auxilia require just weapons, archers. These guys, legionaries, you have to unlock them. Might be worth pursuing that soon. I don't know if we'll need to go to war with anyone anytime soon. Yeah, I was thinking if anything we'd attack Concordia, just because we do have trade now with Zara Nitu. We haven't actually bought anything. Maybe we should buy something from her. Let's buy soap.
Festina Lente.
And that'll make her a little happier as well. So our trireme, it's doing its thing. It's making the journey now with the iron and stuff. And our regular smaller ship that we're going to now send to Albion in just a moment. We're just gonna manually transfer this stuff to empty its cargo basically, and then we'll let it pick back up. It's gonna take ages, this little ship going all the way to Albion. There you go. It's picked its stuff up. It'll take a minute. I might actually do this. No, actually, yeah, stay that way. It can take back something maybe from Albion. So, in order to get more bread, build a couple more of those. And then we need to see where the baker is. They're right here. So that's going to be 2 into 1 into 2. So we get another one of these. And another 2 of these. We'll keep them next to each other so they double up their debuffs. Okay, the next one then. This guy needs a warehouse. Just wondering where to connect across. There's a crossing point here. I guess we could just go straight over like this.
But there's no warehouse.
I know. The way she says it. So sad. So as our ship left, it seems to have started heading off, moving to Albion. Thankfully, this goes north to go to Albion. It doesn't go by the pirates or anything. We're up to 47 concrete now. We're getting there. This ship is going to Zara Nitu. Let's buy some of the soap.
Preparing for a famine.
Why is this so collapsed, man? You need to improve that.
Construction of a ship has finished.
Alright, so soap. Give me the soap. 14. That's not that expensive, actually. I'll take it. Don't really need anything else. Wattle and daub. And we can sell these things. Ponies, horses, pigs. Interesting. That's not pigs for 150 each, is it? Oh no, she's looking to buy 150 for 6. I was like, what?
The hired man descends.
Thank you.
Festina
That should help our health situation even just with the soap. Alright, we have our 3 ships now. And our 4th one is just our flagship just doing a bit of maneuvering. We'll go for an attack against the pirates. We still need to talk to the pirates about their quest. I think they want money though. I don't know how much, but I feel like we should save up a bunch because we have to do a ransom. Or they're just going to attack us. Oh yeah, we have to do a mock battle with Manx. I forgot about that in Albion. So maybe we'll send some of our military ships into Albion once we deal with some of the pirates down here. That might be good. Nice, feels good that the economy is doing much better. How's our gods situation doing? We could be doing Mars for weapon production and all that. Minerva. we still haven't unlocked. I still don't know what they do yet. We should probably look into that. Workforce is getting a little tight again. Five wheat on the island, no flour. I think it's all balanced though, should be. 4 for 4, and then intermediate would be flour. That is overproducing right now, but it will be 4 for 4 according to that. We're overproducing iron right now. Could turn off one of the buildings, I guess, because it is overkill. I guess the armorer building will be another one that you could be working on. I always forget it's in its own category. The armor. So, oh, you need a tannery. You need extra leather. Takes 8 plebeians. Sure, we'll just stick that down for now here anyway. +1 money, but fire risk. So the leather we make down here. 55 on the island storage. I wonder now that we've added that. We still produce more than we need, so that's good. I might give it some time for those numbers to balance out, because it seems like they update over time. But cool. Be good to make armor and weapons. Nice to have it in the background. Now, has Flax started to be produced and arrive here yet? I didn't actually see if the trireme was doing that. This one still hasn't... Oh, it's en route now. Good. It's just leaving. Oh, cool. We can see our little route. So long distance to go that far. Yeah, so in the time being... Let's drop in the soap. Don't drop the soap. We'll drop the soap, and hopefully that will help everybody. So the health benefits are going to be increasing. So that's nice. You can see from needs, soap is just building, building, building. And that's primarily for tier 2 and 3, right?
Some people make a lot of money selling bread.
So you get 1 population and 2 health. And then the tier 3 residents get 1 population, 2 health as well. Alright, on to Togas. So if we check our thing down here, Flax, we're still at 0. I'm guessing the next delivery though will have it. The ship is en route. It's almost back north. Just looking at that route, we could say that you have to go to this island and this one. Don't know if it would change things too much, but it might be a little bit better. This thing is way off now as well. I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. Not that you need to move these. I shouldn't have done that at all. I should just leave them the way they are. But yeah, that'll be okay. So, nothing on these. That's okay. Picking up there. It's going to miss the iron this time. But that's okay. We've got too much of that. That's alright. That's alright. Just because of how I reorganized it.
What could you possibly require?
The main reason, by the way, that you would ever move these is really just to avoid pirates. So I don't know if I can reset them. It's just so... It's a bit unnecessary. But if I just basically put it close to where it needs to go, it should be fine. Alright, ship is turning the corner around, so let's see how much flax we've made. Nearly 10. That's alright. It's something. It'll get us started with the togas. Right, so, back to the toga. Sorry I'm taking so long with this. So flax into a weaver, which takes 14 workforce. No bonuses for having it next to anything, so maybe we'll just do it here. I think the pigs might give it a debuff, but whatever. Very nice looking building, actually. Wow. Super nice. Surprised it doesn't give an area of effect benefits. It's appeasing to the eye. The snailery and then dye works. and then the loom.
Fire has started in your city.
Does the loom do anything? The loom gives us income +2 for buildings around here. Could do it up this way, even just for a modest amount of money coming in from farms and things.
You will shame me in front of our guest.
I'll shame you. So that's the loom. Then we need the dye works, which could go in the same place. Happiness -3. Wow, okay. Maybe up here then. That's not affecting much. Why is that? Is it really bad smell or something? I guess they're dealing with snails. Alright, and then the Murex snail. So I didn't look at the numbers. 1 minute 30, 2 minutes, 1 minute. So you probably need a couple of these. Well, I'll just put down one of everything and see how we do, and then we'll adjust it if we need to. This doesn't have any effects, does it? No. There's a warehouse out by this one, so we'll go down here. Super cool looking building. Yeah, Murex snails, never heard of that before. Don't know what they are. What are they, like some sort of oyster thing or something? I don't know. Snail? Like sea snails? We're nearly up to 60 for the, what's it called? Concrete. Something I'm going to do, just downgrade these guys. I'll correct the workforce. Alright, are we good to start building? I think so. Let's give it a shot. So this will go in.
Irrigation is the basis of all things. Without it, we would almost certainly starve.
Ah, there is a water amount. Okay. We're down to 16 concrete. Looks like we're not going to be able to get all the way just yet. That is doing some weird stuff, actually. We'll be going uphill. It's not allowed to do that. I'm sure it'll correct once we actually build it, though. Or I'm guessing it will. Oh, that was a mistake to put that bit in. Oh, we're still building concrete, so we're about halfway there. The main bulk of that went into this, though. This is cool. Doesn't need to connect to the road, actually. That's forgiving. Nice. Wish I could buy some concrete, because I totally would if I could. Let's go for some fights.
Neptune's finest! Ready!
Looks like there are ships around this way. There's actually quite a few here.
Through the waves!
Alright, so we should be circling around the island this way in a moment. We've got a lot of plebeian, so maybe we could just try upgrading a few more people to Equite. Nice. A ransom demand.
Think on it.
They've chosen me as a lucrative target to attack. What will you do? Pay the ransom 16,000? No.
I see how
Come at
it
me, bro.
is.
Come at me. My fleet's bigger than ever. I'm ready. Look at this. This is what it's all about. The oars are up. They're just letting the wind do the work.
We stand.
I guess.
Waiting. Time flies. As do we.
A structure is under attack.
Structure is under attack.
The ship is under attack.
So I've just given them the attack order. I want to see if they can just keep the chase up themselves and do okay by themselves. There's another raiding ship over there.
Waiting for your decree.
He's going with the wind. Can we see his speed? No. Well, we're going against the wind. I wonder, can I chase that one then?
Festina Lente.
Especially for the ships that have sails. So this speed is 112, 107, 101, and 101. So that one and this one are the two with the best chance of catching him. He's actually chasing this. He's mainlining my trade ship again. He's only got one ship though. I wonder, will it be okay? Let me go more with the wind. Yeah, he's going to just turn into it, I guess. I'm not going to turn around. There's no point. I mean, we want to get closer to our warships, really. So they're just going with the wind to try and catch up to him as fast as we can. Almost did some whale hunting there.
Waiting for your decree.
Oh, I was hoping we could avoid that. Alright, well, we've arrived. I'm sure it'll be okay.
We advance. Neptune's finest. Ready.
Alright, that's one down. That was easy. Let's just protect them for as best we can. Again with the tiles. We never picked up anything interesting. I'm always hoping we get some items or something, you know? So, pirate ship. Another pirate ship over there. And another one over here. Okay.
What could you possibly require?
I'm just going to tell you guys to go back and heal. And drop off your stuff. Should be okay. Oh my god. Well, that was to be expected, I guess. Can you get out there? Oh, you're just a bit too short. What a shame. They're like, yeah, we can get to about there, but after that, I'm not going that far. If we go here, you could probably reach pretty much both. Alright. Let's build more of the aqueduct. Won't let me build it. Still not enough. What do we need? 20 just for that section. Damn, it takes so long. Really wanted to get it by the end of this video. We could just spam a couple more. And just blitz through the stuff that we have to make more concrete.
We stand waiting.
I've noticed we're not actually... This isn't in range. Alright, at least we'll heal now when any ship comes in to dock.
Ready. Festina Lente.
Alright. You stay here to heal.
Time flies.
You,
As do
and
we.
you. Come with me.
Through the waves.
Alright, we might want to check on Albion again and see how they're doing over there. We should be building up concrete a little bit quicker than before now. Just a little bit.
So, when will those materials materialize?
Soon. Get that aqueduct done. I like that it's a big endeavor. It takes a lot of concrete and a lot of time.
Half decent scran on cockles.
The question is, has our stuff
Shells are
arrived?
handy too.
No, but that's okay. That means we haven't lost any time. So the bread will just be arriving straight up, and then the sausages need to be made by mixing in herbs, or herbs, as they say in America. You are joking. We're missing the fertility. Damn. That sucks. All these islands have been like gobbled up as well. I've been too slow. Dye plants. I'm just checking the different islands we have here. Is this even an island? Really? Not really. Is it? No. Damn, so every island is pretty much being taken then. Although we don't know what's down here. There might be one for me. We need herbs fertility. Or just the ability to be able to buy them. Does Manx sell them?
Fancy taking some moorland low bellies off my hands?
Nope.
I don't think they're biters.
A famine has befallen the fields of the Empire, and people are starving.
Just the once.
I could try to deliver them. We lose 5 reputation if we can't do it. Or if we say no, but we lose 10 if we can't. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to try. I have no way of making sausages, but we could just even buy them for an hour. I want to get his reputation up as high as possible.
Men are rare as white crows.
It's got to be a way to buy them. Or can we make them in Rome? I thought we couldn't, but maybe we can. No, we use the pigs for other things down here. Is there herbs down here? Herbs. I think it's only in Albion. Damn. That might be an impossible task then, given my current situation. What about Valeria? No, not looking good. What about you, milady? You in the New World, or sorry, New World, in Albion, you might have what we need actually. So if we check her island here, you don't have the fertility on this island either. We can trade with any island that she has. My god, how rare is herbs? I can't find them anywhere. Herbs fertility, there we go. So the orange guy, he seems to have them. Yeah, he has 3 islands with herbs. He's got a monopoly on it. That's a good thing, idea actually, really. Our ship has arrived, by the way. So it's dropping in the bread. At least they still need bread.
Shoes of reed are better than none shoes at all.
And the bread will actually give them what they need.
Just
Oh yeah, I
about.
forgot to build the eel. So they'll actually be ready to upgrade even still. Well, not ready to upgrade, but they'll be able to upgrade with just those things. So I guess it's not the end of the world that we don't have it, but it just sucks that we can't get it. There might be an item, I suppose, that gives us it. So let's do this somewhere here. Alright, so that's a eel grabber. So we get a little bit of eel going. That'll still be food for everybody. And then the bread that's arrived, as long as we can maintain that bread supply, they'll be totally happy. What we need to do is set a reserve so we don't take all the bread from Rome, though. It's quite backwards, isn't it? Rome exporting bread. It's supposed to be importing it. You could get your own things here if we level you guys up even further.
Golden arrow, straight and true. Keep on soaring.
There we go. You should be pretty happy. Quest available. Come across a lucrative bit of local lore. Yeah, I'm interested.
Oi, Governor, got a sec? I spy a little opportunity. You see, they say the stones in the water there have a bit of magic to them, and many's a sailor has taken one before their voyage. So, I was thinking we could scoop them up, sell them off, and make ourselves a tidy little profit.
Sounds good to me, I guess, as long as they're not too hard to get. Sail to a rock formation in the north. Alright, got that on the go in the background. Let's see if we can build this aqueduct and then we'll call it there for today. It's quite a long video and episode, I guess.
Population growth should equal that of yeast in a fresh jar.
Wow,
of beer.
she's brought back her soap almost immediately. So we could actually hook up a proper trade route to her and just keep that going. Because she's easily making enough for me to sustain me. Lacking a little bit of population. Alright, what do we got? 29. Oh, we're so close, guys. We need 11 there. 6 here. 7 there. I'm going to annoyingly have to call it. Otherwise, the episode will just drag and drag and drag. So that's going to have to be it for today. I didn't get the concrete, the aqueduct fully done, but we're just almost there. We're so close. It still looks nice. Yeah, and still a little bit more to do with Albion, and then we've unlocked some more stuff here. Fine glass, writing tablets, so things are progressing. Money's pretty okay in the bank anyway, but it's starting to get a little bit worse in terms of balance. So I'll look in between episodes now, like what needs to be addressed in terms of like what are we low on, what are we doing okay on, what could be better. It looks like we've got a quest down here. Let me just click that in case it goes away. I've lost crates of goods ordered by the Emperor. Will you help me find them? Yep.
A display of true leadership.
I'll also look around and see if we can find herbs. Ship is under attack.
So, Praetor.
Yeah, and the attack wasn't too bad. I think in the next one it'll probably be the final video, right? So it would be good to go over our little 4v4 battle with them. I imagine we'll win. We have bigger ships. They've been sitting there for a while.
Neptune's finest! Ready!
Whoa. I think they kind of curved their shots with that one. Because you can definitely miss if they move things. But it might make a predetermination whether things are going to hit or not. Can we finish these guys off? Come on, speed up time. There we go. Got him.
What could you possibly
Nothing to get
require?
though, unfortunately. Alright, back to port. How much concrete now? 8. Oh, what a tease. We're going to leave it right before we actually got the cistern. What was that? That's 9 or 10, I mean. This is 7. Yeah, so just this section. If I didn't build this one by accident, might have been just enough with a little bit of speeding up. But we also need to build this, which costs 5. Yeah, oh well, really close. Next episode we'll get it. We'll get to see, hopefully, fire safety and health be mostly rectified. And then we can start figuring out if we want to redesign some of this place. We've got the money now for another redesign, actually. And then, yeah, we could build the aqueduct further into there. So that's the plan for the future. All right, that's going to be it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate all the support. Really do. Thanks for all the new channel members, by the way. Appreciate you just liking the video or even just being here. Dropping a comment is always appreciated, too. Thank you again. I'll see you in the next one.